Welcome to Horizon Podcast, Episode 8, a podcast empowering women to heal, overcome trauma, and embrace change. Throughout our community, we strive to inspire women to create a future where they lead with love, confidence, and courage, helping break boundaries and reach new horizons. Hi, sis.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you excited for Episode 8? It's the last episode of 2024.
Yes, I'm
very excited for sure. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking the world of dating.
Yeah, the world of dating. It's a big world.
Yeah, little. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about dating, just dating, casual dating versus dating with intention.
Yes. So, we have the casual dater and the invested dater. Someone that, what would you say the invested dater is?
So for me, dating with intention is someone that, like you said, is invested.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they're working toward a goal, like they want a partner, they want to be married, have kids. Commitment is a big thing. They are dating intentionally with a certain outcome in mind.
Right. And then we have the casual dater who just dates just to date.
Yeah. Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to knock on a casual dater. I think as long as you're honest about your intentions, like, live your life.
But let's be honest, how many people are actually honest about their intention with dating? It's a small percentage, I would say.
Yeah, I would say probably not a lot, but I think that can change. I mean, honestly, like, you never want to feel like you're being, like, tricked or trapped into a relationship or a situationship or, like, just situations that you didn't want to be in.
Right.
So I think it's really important to be, like, honest about your intentions. And if they change, then you can be honest about the change that happened.
For sure.
Communication is important, especially in dating. I think that's how a lot of people get stuck dating situations that they don't want to be in, or they end up dating someone longer than maybe they wanted to.
Yeah.
So I think, like, if you're honest from the beginning, like, you can always go back to that and be like, hey, this is what it is. I told you that from day one.
Right.
If you develop feelings, like, it doesn't mean the other person didn't develop feelings either or doesn't care about you, but they are just not looking for anything serious right now. And there's a lot of reasons behind that.
And I think that's where the communication comes in. But I mean, in this world out here, not a lot of people can be straight honest about what their intention is. I think dating in 2024 is very different than it used to be. There's a lot of different mentalities out there. Things have changed drastically. There is a lot of different types of daters, I would say. But I think that if people were more open as to what it is that they are looking for or they want, things would be a lot better for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean,
it would avoid a lot of sticky situations or a lot of heartbreaks or a lot of, like, just...
Yeah, I also feel like you can't win sometimes because you can be, like, so honest with someone and they'll still get mad at you for telling the truth. Like, because people don't want to hear, like, negative things, or people want to hear what they want to hear,
Do you think that they take it as, like, rejection when they're being told the honest truth, and maybe they don't have the same outlook as that person does?
Yeah, I mean, it's not aligning right. Like there's not the same, they're not on the same page.
Yeah.
They're not on the same page. And I'm just saying, like, there's value in being honest, but like, if you get someone that's not mature enough to handle the truth,
Okay.
then they're gonna get mad at you regardless. I think for you as a person, like your character, just like be honest anyway, because that's for you and for your conscience.
Mm-hmm.
And you
But I
know,
think that's asking a lot of out of people, I believe. Like the maturity in the dating world is hard to find. Honesty and maturity is hard to find in this dating
yes,
world, especially
yeah,
nowadays. I hear stories all the time of, my girls, and it's crazy out there.
yeah. I mean, there is like a whole like generation
Mm-hmm.
of women complaining about the dating scene and how horrible it is. And
Is it just women though, or is it men too?
yeah, I mean, they probably are like not happy with the women complaining so much.
Well, I think that there's this generation of women per se, we understand our value and worth, and we are requiring a lot more than we did before. Um, and I think men have also changed their way of thinking because sometimes maybe that can be a little too much for a man.
Yeah, I'm like, I just go back to like online when I see that women come, they're like, men used to go to war. Like,
Yeah, those times are long gone. Those times are long
yeah,
gone.
but I just
Now
think
we have,
I think it's funny. I think, yeah, that's very true. Like, it's a whole generation of women. Women have leveled up, let's be honest. Women can provide for themselves. Women can go as far as to have their own children on their own
hmm
if they choose to. Like, women can do it all if they want to.
yeah.
So yeah, it definitely has changed. We don't rely on a partner or a man per se to provide for you, to um provide those assurances that
Okay.
before, like other generations, like that would bring the man and the woman together. Like women don't need that anymore, and women are so self-aware, and women are like focused on taking care of themselves and not getting less than what they deserve. And so yeah, that's probably a little irritating if you're a man,
Yeah.
because you can't do the things that you used to do, or even just like a person in general. Like you can't, you have to like be better.
But I think that nowadays, not only, like you said, women have leveled up, but we're also very aware of a lot of toxic traits. So we're able to see things way in advance. And that's a turnoff for a lot of women. Like we see the gaslighting, we see the love bombing, we see the breadcrumbing, and now we're like, eh. So we just walk away.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think a lot of women, or I've seen women say that if they don't find the right partner, like they will just stay single.
Well, I mean, I think I was reading this article where it stated that a lot of women that are single are happier than women that are in relationships.
Yeah, because they get to keep their peace of mind. Their peace of
Yes.
mind is intact.
I think that once women discovered that peace of mind and the fact that we are able to do a lot of this, a lot for ourselves. We really don't need a man. We want a man, but we don't need a man. So I think it really, it
I think it has challenged men a lot because,
challenged and I think turned off.
yeah, both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I think it's like a dilemma is going on. Like women are different, and then men are kind of like they're pushing back, but they're also like a little like intimidated, I want to say.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely can see that. And I think that we are becoming so self-aware of what we have to offer that we don't want to take or settle for what we don't feel we
Yeah,
deserve.
settle for less.
Yeah. So I think that definitely can be intimidating to men. And I think that a lot of men have a lot of unhealthy behaviors that now women are able to see, and we're not open to allowing it or staying with it.
Yeah. Well, the sacrifices that women used to have to make, they don't have to make them anymore. Like, you don't need to sacrifice your peace of mind for like a partner or a man who's not emotionally intelligent, who's immature, who can't tap into his emotions. Like, it's just not required anymore.
No.
Women can bring everything they want to the table and then some, and it's like,
we are the table.
Why
sometimes.
would we give that up?
Yeah.
For
what? What is it that
for
you can
not
provide?
Your soulmate.
Yeah. Yeah.
For not your soulmate.
Yeah. Okay. So then we have back to the dating with intention versus dating casual dating, right? So we have, I think the free spirit daters, right? And then we have the lover daters.
Yeah, I like the term free spirit, right?
I like that too.
Yeah, I like it because you're not tied down to restrictions. You're really just out here floating. But I think like, I don't know. Back in the day, like that was like a player or whatever.
The free spirited was a player, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the lover.
It's different because like if you're a free spirit and you're just trying to gravitate to what
I would
belongs to you or you belong to, or like the energy that finds you or the person that finds you. I think I really like that, I guess.
I mean, free spirited to me is someone that, like we said, is casually dating and doesn't want any serious attachments. And I think it's pertaining to just going along with whatever energy is given. They're not per se being intentional with dating, as opposed to someone that's more, I would say, what would we call it? The lover
focus.
Yes. That would be like the lover girl, the lover boy. And I think in dating, it's so important to know what type of dater you are, because that will also help you in establishing relationships when you're dating.
Yeah.
If you're, to me, a lover, and women, we're lover girls, you can't be a casual dater because your emotions get attached to it.
You have to know yourself very well if you're going to enter the world of dating, because you're going to end up, if not, like I can almost guarantee you're going to end up in a situationship that is not right for you.
And your feelings are going to be attached, and
is disturbing your peace of mind. And situationships are not easy to get out of because they become a cycle and it's habitual, and it's just like it just keeps going, and it's so hard to break it. And once you're in it, you're in it. And I'm not saying it's impossible, right? But it takes a lot to get out of that.
Well, I mean, your emotions are attached. To me, if you know that you're someone that catches feel, I think it's all about knowing yourself, and you have to establish, can you casually date? And that comes with no strings attached or giving bare minimum, and knowing what the energy can be. It could be a surprise. You don't know. They're not really dating with intention, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to if you're someone that knows that they can get attached and they do have emotions invested, whether it's a situationship or a friendship, right? They can easily get attached. So you have to distinguish, are you someone that can casually date? Are you free spirit? Or are you a lover? Someone that knows that they're going to get attached. They know that their emotions,
attaching feelings.
Correct.
I'm gonna go there a little bit, but if you're more of a lover girl, don't hook up. Don't go all the way.
You can't.
Because
you can't. You're doing yourself a disfavor by doing that, because you will get attached.
Yeah.
There will be emotions. You will get hurt.
There's science behind it that, women, if you go all the way, And if you want to, that's your will. But just know that if you're a lover girl and you're doing that, there's like signs behind it and you will get attached. So if you're trying to avoid that and just kind of trying to date maybe in the middle, or, you know, you end up with someone that's not.
Hold on. Can a lover girl date in the middle, though?
I think yes.
Explain.
I think yes. I love the idea that women could be free spirited. I love that for women.
Okay, but we're talking about free spirited is one thing, but the lover girl, the one that knows that she will get attached, that emotions will be no matter what it is. If we have conversation, that's already growing, right?
It's a mindset. I believe it's a mindset. So I believe like innately, maybe you know you're a lover girl, but like you're trying to figure out what is out there. Maybe you're entering the dating world for the first time in a long time, and you're just trying to test the waters, see what you like now. I think you absolutely can be like a lover girl dating freely for a period of time.
I mean, I would consider myself, I was in a 13-year relationship, so I definitely, once I care for someone or love someone, I consider myself to be a full-on lover girl. But I think women need to know, are they either even outside of the relationship, right? Like you said, someone that just got out of a long period relationship, can they be free-spirited or can they continue to lead? Some people don't like to be alone. They want a partner. So to me, that's lover girl. To me, it's someone that is not free-spirited, like you say, that wants to take their time to just see what the energy is out there until they're ready, right?
So like someone codependent or no?
Well, the thing is that lover girl, like you said, comes with certain things, right? And it's getting to know yourself. So if you're someone that knows that you do have some codependencies and you do have some what would I say? You have some tendencies where you do know that you need someone by your side. Like there's girls that don't want to be alone and they're okay with that. They don't. They want a relationship. They want to be with somebody. And then there's women that come out of a relationship that don't want nothing to do with men or nothing to do with, you get what I'm saying?
Look, tendencies are okay as long as you keep them in check. And you have to, and we've been preaching that since day one, self-awareness is number one. Because if you're self-aware, you can check it, right?
But being self-aware is also knowing I am a lover girl and I do have these tendencies, so I can't be out there dating casually. I rather date with intention. It's being self-aware that you are that lover girl and you can't casually date. And then we have the people that are free-spirited that are also self-aware, that know that they can't get attached or know how not to get attached, or just can casually date and be okay with it where there's no emotions or feelings involved.
So I think if you're going to casually date, you're either one of two people. You're either like broken, you have a lot of trauma, you're avoidant because you have avoided getting into a relationship. Or you have like a high emotional intelligence and you know that that's not what you're looking for, but you're open to entertaining. So you either fall into one or the other. But
right. I totally agree with that. I think that you have to know which type of casual dater are you, right? Are you someone that's avoidant and that is, what did you say, avoiding having to get into a relationship so you avoid having to seriously date?
Yeah.
Or are you in dealing with trauma and dealing with all that? Or are you someone that is emotionally intelligent, that knows and that can separate what it is that you're looking for or not looking for, right?
Yeah. And for the women or the men that are lover boys, lover girls, lover men, lover women, I think just like if you're at the point where you're dating, you really have to have done some work on yourself at that point. If you want to end up in a healthy relationship, you really have to be like self-aware and know what you want and have really honed in on your intuition and really have a good set of like skills and instincts And just know that, like, we call them red flags for a reason. We talk about pink flags all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If there's pink flags, like, just observe
Yes.
the behaviors. Like, obviously, actions matter. Actions that match words are
Mm-hmm.
super important.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel like you're getting some weird energy, like, just remove yourself from it before you even develop any feelings.
Okay, I think that's great. That brings us into our next topic. Let's go ahead and I think a lot of people don't really know the difference between being gaslighting, love bombing, and breadcrumbing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and break the difference between all three down, because I feel like a lot of people maybe not be aware of the difference between them, and maybe they don't see it, right?
Yeah. So love bombing is too much too soon.
Okay.
And honestly, I feel like that should, like, make your ears stand up. Like, why are you doing this much this early on? Like, do you even know my last name? Like,
right. But I think we have to let's go back to, like, not everybody is in the healing stages, right? Not everybody is seeking the help. So let's go
people
back to
who are, like, just ready to receive love or just attention.
Okay. Because let's be honest, some women, let's say that they've gotten out of a relationship, right, that was not unhealthy, and they hear all the nice things that the previous partner didn't do. That they're
Like
they're
the
loving
validation.
that. Yeah, they're loving it. So that's love bombing. But at the same time, are they wrong for taking it in, though? Because that's what they want, and that's what the opposite person is giving.
Yeah, I think if you want to take it in, but, like, you don't have to act on it, is what I feel.
I agree. And I
Like,
think
you
that
don't have to act on it. You can just receive it. Hey, it feels nice. And then know at the end of the day, like, it's not right for you.
Words are words. Know at the end of the day that words are words. Unless there's action behind that, I feel like, because I think that we can go into love bombing and it can kind of turn a little bit into gaslighting where they're not aware of that's what's happening.
Yeah, I want to say gaslighting. Gaslighting feels like, I feel like it's...
Gaslighting is manipulation.
Yeah, for me personally, like, there has to be some feelings involved for someone to be able to gaslight you. Like, there has to be some sort of emotion, whether it's positive, negative, whatever. Emotions are involved on some level. So for someone to be able to gaslight you, they have to have some sort of effect on you. And yeah, it's super manipulative.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that love bombing can be a little bit of manipulative too, though.
Love bombing is manipulative.
For sure.
Yeah, because
they're telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah, it's like an art. The people who love bomb know how to do it very well.
It could be from they're telling you every morning, you're good morning, beautiful, to it can be, the communication, they keep it going. What else would you say love bombing is?
Just like they're like too much.
Over affectionate.
Over affectionate. It doesn't even seem genuine, to be honest.
Yeah, but not a lot of people can distinguish the difference. That's where it's
just remember, like, do they know, like, anything about you? How are they so capable of saying these things to you and not really knowing you as a person? That is what you have to think about in a situation where you're getting love bombed. Yes, the attention feels good. I'm not saying don't take the attention. You can take the attention and run with it, okay? Like, you can take the attention and be like, thank you, and call it a day.
I agree.
Yeah. So, breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing. I feel like that's kind of like a newer, like,
breadcrumbing is
label.
I would say they give you just enough to keep you there. Just it's like, I'm going to just text you enough to keep you there and remind you that I'm here. I'm going to give you enough attention, but not too much. I'm just going to remind you that I'm thinking of you, right?
Yeah, I'm going to remind you that I'm still around in
Correct.
some way or another.
Because I still want to have you as an option.
Yeah. And a lot of times it won't be like super direct. It'll be very subtle, like a text here and there, or like a hangout every so often, or they'll watch your stories online, or they'll like something, just like a reminder, like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, it's a little high. I like to call it like a little high, where they're doing a little wave like, hey, do you see me? That's what I like to call it, because they need to be seen. They need to make an appearance and remind you that they're thinking of you. That's breadcrumbing. It's not really, there's no intention behind it as far as like, let's go out.
They're trying to keep you as an option.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's breadcrumbing.
And they will keep you as an option if you allow it.
Yeah.
If you're okay with it, or if you're just unaware of it. Maybe you're aware of it now, but if you're okay with it, it's not a problem. But if you have like serious feelings involved, then just be aware that's what's going on. They want to keep you as an option.
And they're not really interested.
Yeah, he's just not that into you. I love that movie. Shout out.
I do love the movie too.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
And it's educational.
I'm dead. She said educational. but you have to, definitely know how to distinguish between what love bombing, gaslighting, and breadcrumbing is. Okay, I think breadcrumbing definitely they're wasting your time. Personally, they're just keeping you as an option. And in other words, it's like you're not good enough. You're just another option.
Yeah, or not even that you're not good enough. You're good enough. But in their eyes...
No, in their eyes, because they're the ones doing it.
In their eyes, their intentions are just not aligning with yours. And, like, you have to know that. And if you want better for yourself, you just have to call it, to be honest. Because people will continue their patterns as far as you allow them to. And, if you want off the ride, then you got to get off the ride,
Period.
Yeah.
Get off the ride. Don't continue.
Get off the roller coaster.
Texting you once a week, or like texting you every 2 weeks,
the bare
or
minimum.
liking your story, or like, no.
The bare minimum doesn't fly anymore.
Get off the ride. I love that. Okay.
Get off the ride.
I like that. Okay.
The bare minimum is not enough for you. It's not what you deserve. You deserve all the effort and then some. So, yeah, just know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
Know your worth. Don't settle.
Right.
People that are leading with that energy, there's underlying things that haven't been worked through, and you can't fix anyone. You can only control yourself and your actions, who you are, what you want. You can do your best to navigate life. But we have no control over other people and whether they want to heal or not.
Right. I mean, I think that there is characteristics to different types of daters, honestly. I feel like they show you by the attention they give you, their actions. I think you just have to be aware of it.
Yeah, well, they always say when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
And it has been proven true, at least for me, time and time again. I'm sure a lot of people will agree that we sometimes have a hard time taking people or things at face value. And I think things should be taken at face value because, what a lot of the times what you see is what you get. If there's some confusion there, you can go out of your way and find out what it is. Make that effort. And if you're interested enough to go that deep, then, you might discover some things that are revelations and change things from negative to positive, right? Understanding can create connection
I would like to describe a few of these types of daters, right? I think like we said before, we have the intentional dater, right, where they show interest. I think that they are consistent, they're direct as to what their intentions are, and I think they reciprocate the energy that you give them.
Yeah, or they will go out of their way to make sure that you feel comfortable and welcome and safe.
Uh-huh.
Someone that is looking for something serious.
Okay.
Those are the signs that I would look for in the other person, is someone who is taking initiative, someone that
For
is
sure.
going out of their way to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel seen,
To get to know you. They want to get to know
consider
you, but I think in a different, they want to get to know you in a different level than just
Yes.
the basics conversations, right? They want to get you to know you on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to someone that's just casually dating, they really are giving you the bare minimum. It's very low.
Yeah, the bar is in HCL. L.
The bar. She said the bar is, yeah,
The bar is underground.
it is.
So like, okay, what about matching energy? Because matching energy can be a little conflicting, right?
Okay. Why would that be conflicted, I think? Tell me.
I think people can see matching energy as conflicting, or what I take away from it is like, okay, like you can match someone's energy. If they're giving you the bare minimum, they're giving you the bare minimum. Or you can take a risk and show interest. But are you going to do that? Are you going to get like outside of your comfort zone? Are you going to risk being vulnerable to try to get to the next step with that person?
Well, that's a little, I think that is a little conflicting because I think personally, from what I hear dealing with a lot of women is that women want men to take initiative. And men don't do that anymore. So that's where I think the matching energy comes in, because now, I mean, me being a woman that's out here after a 13-year relationship in the dating world and having to be out here in the dating scene, and from what I've seen and from what I hear from so many different women that are single, I mean, I wouldn't take initiative to text somebody.
Go out of your way.
Go out of my way, because I do want the man to still pursue me and make me feel like, to me, that makes me feel like a woman. I like to consider myself, I'm a little bit of traditional modern, where I still would like some of the old school ways. Like, I still want you to pursue me and what is that called? I still would like you to, what is that called? I can't think of it right now.
Like,
but
be chivalrous.
Yes.
Chivalry is not dead.
No. And, I can still be the woman back to them that's traditional, but I think I also don't believe in a lot of traditional old school roles, because we're modern now. Like, I'm not going to stay at home. I'm not going to be a stay-at-home wife personally. That's not me. I would like to have my independence, and I like to have my life, right?
Yeah.
So I have,
you want your identity not to just be limited down to a mom, which being a mom is like an important role, but like women are so multi-dimensional. There's so many levels to being a woman. We can be a mom and so many other things at the same time. And I think we understand that our capacity is
for sure
a lot. It's large. Our capacity is big, and we want to have it all.
Right. but let's think about it too. The men also want to be pursued now. Men also want to be. Yeah, that is to. I mean, they want it's crazy out here.
I think I know what's going on here.
Tell me what's going on. Tell me.
I think, well, like I said, men are intimidated by this new wave of strong, powerful, independent women, smart, beautiful, like just have so many things going for themselves that they haven't been taught. Let's be honest, a lot of men don't have good male figures in their life. Yes. Healthy male figures. That's a rare thing to find. Let's start off with that.
Yes.
And then also... And
that's a huge role. That's a huge role in
yeah, that's a huge part of it. And then also, then you throw in the mix that women are... They don't need a man. They don't need a partner. Mm-hmm. They want one, but the men are like, these women are just so deep in their masculine energy, like they're emasculating me. But then they also want a woman to pursue them, though. That's where it's conflicting, because which one is it? That's them being in their... Yeah, it's conflicting. I think there's a lot of confusion going on. I think a lot of men should listen to this podcast and learn that women are willing to tap into their feminine energy, but you have to kind of lead with your masculine energy to put us there, you know, like put us at ease or make us feel safe so that we can be soft and in our genuine feminine energy. But I think they don't know that we can go back to that. They maybe haven't experienced it, or they're just seeing women as a whole and they're just like, it's rough out here. I'm just being devil's advocate. Obviously, I'm not a man, but this is what I think is happening. And so if any men are listening, like, just...
Women still want to be pursued. They still want, you know, the what would it be, traditional treatment, the old value? I don't know. What would you call it?
I believe in like the puzzle pieces fitting, things matching up and lining up. So if you're with a woman that makes you feel emasculated, then she's probably not the right one for you, honestly. Right. If that's not what you're looking for, then I would say keep looking, because it's not the right person for you, or like go to counseling, or, you know, if you're like married and it's...
I think actually that's a great... I think that is a lot of, I don't know, in relationships, that can be in relationships when a woman has her own and they're with a man and she carries her own weight. I think that definitely is a huge issue, because she does, personally, from my experience, in my previous relationship, I did used to do that. I used to emasculate, because I did carry the whole weight, I felt. And that was not right of me. Now I understand that. Now that I've gone through the healing, it wasn't right of me either.
What wasn't right of you?
Of course, I was in my masculine energy and he shouldn't have allowed me to be in it, right? But at the same time, I shouldn't have demasculated him. I should have just left.
Yeah, I think I'll speak on your situation because I know your situation. I think your situation is like very complicated in terms of like, it's not black and white. Like, I should have left. First of all, like, you were providing for your family, and that's commendable and that's honorable. And if you took that role and the other person accepted that role, well, then that was the understanding, right? That was...
Well, that's it. I think that, you know, now in the mental headspace that I'm out, and now that I'm so aware of everything that transpired in the relationship, and you dissect it as like, what did I do, and what you look at both roles, right? Because this is what comes with healing. You have to look at your mistakes and what you did too, because I don't want to apply that into my next relationship. So I'm going to take responsibility where it comes from. Yes, so he made me feel...
So maybe you realize, like, that's not what I was that's not what I want now.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So you learn from that,
For
which
sure.
is all you can do. It's
For
like,
sure. For sure. But what I'm saying
that
is
probably contributed to like numerous problems because men do have a hard time with, we hear it all the time, like if a woman makes more than her man, her husband, like it's a problem. It's a problem. And sometimes they don't reveal how much they make if they're making more.
Okay.
Because it takes a strong, confident man with good,
for sure,
healthy role models in their lives to be able to rise up and meet a woman that's a high caliber woman.
And I think understand that
support
it doesn't make him any less. If he understands his role and her role, it doesn't make him any less. That's where I think the male is supposed to be the one winning the most, right? That's the if you think about it, way that
the breadwinner,
right?
Quote,
if
unquote.
You think about traditionally, we've spoken before, the man is supposed to be the breadwinner, the woman's supposed to be the housewife. We're in 2024; those roles don't really
apply anymore.
No. So I think it's about, like you said, make sure that the man is very self-aware and is very confident in his role, even if that's not being a breadwinner, because being a stay-at-home father or mother, that's a hard job in itself.
Yeah, that's a whole job, and they don't get enough credit.
Exactly. And I don't think that men understand, or they see it as maybe they shun it because it's like that's not the male role. But at the same time, we're in 2024. What is a male role? Because we have a lot of men out here that are thinking like women, and they want to be catered to, and they want to be pursued, and they want to, which that comes naturally if a woman is into you, right?
It's not black and white. Like the roles are not black and white. Like you're saying, we're in a whole different.
Yes.
Like we're moving forward.
So I think people are like confusing.
Times are changing
for sure.
I think, trying to speak on a whole of male and a whole woman is really hard. But I think there's like a general agreement of where like we're kind of confused on like what we're getting, both sides perhaps. But obviously I'm a woman, so I'm going to relate more to
of course,
the woman side. But I think just spend time with people individually. That's all I can say. And like really get to know people on a one-on-one basis, because we can look at like, oh, men are set up this way now. But I think you really need to go out there and experience it for yourself. And if that's what you take away, like, then I hope that's not what you're taking away. I hope there's like better experiences for you, but you have to go out there and like do the work and like experience it firsthand. And that's only going to help you to like navigate the dating world as a whole better.
For sure.
At the end of the day.
For sure.
Yeah, but you got to get out there. You got to leave the house.
You have to leave the house. You have to go through the experiences that are coming, because they're helping you. They're helping guide you into what you want, what you don't want, right? Like we've said in the previous episodes, it's just knowing your own intentions and knowing what it is that you want. And you can have a summary. You're not going to know exactly what you want. You're not. From my experience, being out here in the dating world, I've learned a lot from every person. I've learned what I like, what I don't like. I learned what I can accept, and what I know my non-negotiables, and I have my negotiables. Those non-negotiables are non-negotiable, and that's what I'm looking for. So if that person doesn't even have it, I don't even waste my time.
Right.
And then we have the non-negotiables, which are kind of like something that maybe, we can kind of
compromise
on. Correct.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I know I am a free-spirited dater. Personally, that's me right now, because I know that I'm working on myself. I am very self-aware now, where I want to take things. I'm not looking for intentional dating, because I'm not there personally myself. I have a lot of things going on in my schedule. And I'm just having new friendships. I know that when I'm ready to date with intention, things will be different, and I will definitely, how would I say it, date accordingly.
Yes.
And move intentionally.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, something I can say for like both, like dating with intention or being a free spirit, like dating is, make it fun. Like at the end of the day, like if you can't find someone that you're going to have fun with and enjoy your time with, like it's not, you're not going to get what you want pretty much. Like we're all,
why are you wasting your time?
Yeah, like there should be like a base level of just like go out there and have fun and try new things and experiment and like figure out what you like, what you don't like. But like have fun. It doesn't have to be like a chore. It doesn't have to be like, I'm trying to find my husband.
You have to be open to whatever's coming your way, whether it's
keep your energy open,
fun or not. You have to
keep your energy open. I've heard guys say that like they don't approach women because they can sense your energy is shut down.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
I truly believe in that.
And if you're trying not to get approached, well then keep that energy. But if you're trying to look and you're really out here trying to find your person, then you have to open up that energy. You have to be willing to make eye contact, smile at a guy. I'm not saying approach him. I'm just saying like
you gotta
girl, you gotta flirt. You gotta do the hair flip. You have to eye contact.
Give him that vibe. Give him that energy, and because you can also tell when someone's not interested, they don't even engage. It's just straight. I mean, when I was in my relationship, I already knew it was like straight no. And now that I'm single, I am open. My energy is totally different. It's open. It's flirtatious. It's fun. I smile. It's totally different than when I was in a relationship, because in my relationship, I was very loyal to my ex-partner.
Yeah. I mean, just have fun. Like,
have fun.
When you go out there, just have fun.
Don't get in your head. Don't think I'm going to meet the love of my life. Don't play with your feelings either, or yourself. And I think it also depends on where you're dating, where you're at.
Keep an open mind. Whatever happens, happens. Like, know that you want to go in a certain direction, but just keep your energy open, because you never know what could happen. Like, don't limit yourself. Don't restrict yourself. Like, what do you say? They always say, like, you find it when you're not looking. I don't know if that's true. I think it's more so of like when you're most open to receive and you're just wanting to have fun and enjoy life. I think that the right person will find you, as like kind of you'll attract them like a magnet. Like it's inevitable that you're going to find your person at some point or another if you're moving through life in that way, in my opinion.
Okay, now let's ask this. Do you believe that you can turn a situationship into a relationship?
100%.
Okay, why so?
Because you can. You really can. You can 1,000% turn a situationship into a relationship. But is it worth what you have to give up to get there? It's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be like, because they call situationships for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm dating this person exclusively. I'm dating this person seriously. It's a situationship, meaning there's a lot of gray area there.
So it's a lot of like back and forth kind of. Because it's a lot of indirect
energy.
Yes.
Avoidant energy.
Yeah.
Keep people around energy, convenience energy. It's a lot of that. So when feelings get involved, it kind of messes it up in a way, right? Because situationships are supposed to be that. It's like a friends with benefits situation, right? But I think, okay, if you're a girl that you're in a situationship right now and you want to get to the next level of a relationship, just know it's not going to be easy, right? Because if they were giving you what you needed, you would already be in a relationship. If it was up to you, right? Just know that you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to be patient. And you're kind of like sacrificing, you're giving up your worth a little bit. And mind you, a lot of people that are in situationships, they end up in serious relationships, and some of them are very happy. And I am no one to judge how you get there. How you get there is how you get there, right? But I know that if you're trying to take it to the next level and you're in that situation, it's going to require probably more effort from you, right? Because if you're the one that wants that relationship, you're obviously not getting the yes that you want. You're not hearing or receiving the words, the actions, the energy that you need to get to that next level.
Right.
Or maybe you're putting in more than what you're getting.
I mean, but I think with situationships on the women's side, you have to be more patient with the man for when they're ready.
Yeah,
because the woman can definitely get attached right away when they've been messing around or hooking up with that person for a while. And if you're not just hooking up, if you're spending quality time together, like if you're going on dates or you're hanging out, you're going to definitely get attached. The woman gets attached by how?
By going all the way.
And what else though? Not just going all the way, but it's the intention behind the communication. It's the spending quality time together, or spending time together. It doesn't even have to be quality time. It could be just time together. It's literally, it could be a situationship. You're not on fully dating. You're hooking up. But if you start to hang out and you start to go out, then how are you not going to be able to catch feelings, right? So then the woman's catching feelings. The man's just taking it like, we're a situationship. This is what we are. But she's going to sit there and be patient until he's ready.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
So it takes a lot of patience.
More power to you.
Right.
I just say, for me personally, like, it's just a lot to take. It's a lot that you have to be put through to get from a situationship into a relationship. There's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make that the other person is not going to make. And then when you do end up in a relationship, there's like a power dynamic.
And not only that, but I feel like they're going at their pace. Whether it could be a guy or a girl, whoever is not the one that got their emotions involved right away, it's a waiting game. It's literally a waiting game whenever they're ready.
Whenever they're ready.
Yeah,
whenever
so
they're
you're sacrificing time,
dating multiple people, hoping that they're gonna come back to you.
Right.
Like, just, waiting on your phone. Is he going to text me today? Is he going to call me today? Am I going to see him this weekend? It's a lot of that.
It's a lot of mind fuck, honestly. I feel situations are mind fucks. 1 minute they want you, 1 minute they don't. 1 minute they give you attention, 1 minute they don't. Like, it's a lot of like gray. Okay, how about, can we go from one relationship to another relationship, and can it work out?
Yeah, I think that can work too. I think it depends on the person. It depends on the situation. It depends on, like, are you carrying your trauma into the relationship? What kind of trauma is it? How much trauma is it? Is that other person willing to work through it with you? Are they willing to be supportive, or are they willing to give you your space? Whatever you need to work through that, are they willing to be a supportive person and potentially partner and give you that? Then yes, it can work. It just takes a long time to get to a level playing field, because if you're coming out of a relationship and they're not, say you're coming out of a situation where you've been in a relationship and they're single, they've been working on themselves. Maybe they have the capacity to help you heal from that. I heard something the other day and I really loved it. It was like, the idea of someone healing a heart they didn't break.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, I love that. Like, that is so sweet. But it takes a special type of person to be willing to do that, right?
Yeah, it takes a lot of communication on both ends, and it takes
Patience.
patience, and it takes a lot of understanding that for the person that is taking the person that got out of the relationship, it's a lot of understanding as to they still have to work through a lot of things. Are you willing to be there to help them through it?
Yeah. Are you
Right?
willing to be that person?
Right.
Can
And
you do it without getting resentful too?
yeah, I mean, I
Because,
think that if they are able to overcome that, their relationship definitely could be really strong because they overcame so much together and they were able to grow together through those hardships.
yeah, like if it's your person, it's your person. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to have no choice but to work through that with them because that's your person. That
Okay, so hold on now. Sorry, it just came to my mind. We have the people that go from relationship to relationship, right? And then we have the people that have been single for such a long time that they forgot how to be in a relationship, right? And they forgot that there has to be communication. They forgot that there has to be, I mean, I don't say you have to do it, but that's what you do when you.
Well, there's a courtesy, right?
For sure. Yes. Thank you. The courtesy of talking to the other person and giving them more information than you're used to.
Right. I mean, it can be hard if you've been single for a while and you're stepping into the dating world, you meet someone and you're like, I think this could go somewhere. And then now you're having to switch up your habits. Like, you're not used to answering to someone. And it's
Right.
not per se answering to someone, but it can feel like kind of a loss of freedom.
Yes, for sure.
Like, you're not maybe perhaps free to come and go as you please, act and do what you want. Like, but I think you have to remember, do you really want this? Do you want this relationship?
You definitely have to ask yourself that question. Are you willing? I think if you like someone, it would come naturally, right? Once you're aware of that, the courtesy of naturally, hey, I'm going to go hang out with some friends. I'll call you later. That's a courtesy, but it should come naturally. And that means that you want to do it because you want to make that other person feel comfortable, right? As opposed to like, oh, I have to sit here and check in. Like, then I don't think you're ready for.
It's the mindset, right? Like,
sure.
the mindset has to switch. Do you really want to be in a relationship? If you do, you have to make changes. You have to make changes. You have to consider the other person. And I'm not saying like check in 24/7.
No.
I personally don't think, I think a courtesy and like communication of like what is enough communication between the two of you is the way to go. Like, you guys can decide on what level of communication that you individually need and if you're willing to meet it on both sides.
Right.
That is why communication is so important, right? Because you have that understanding. But I think like you don't need to be checking in 24 hours a day. Like, you don't need to do all of that. And I kind of get like, people have lives going on. People are busy. They have things going on. If you are committing yourself to a relationship, I would assume you like this person. And you want to do these things on a certain level. Like, I think it's a matter of changing your mind. Like, I want to do this. I want to be in a relationship. I care about this person. Like, humans are social creatures. I don't think we're supposed to end up alone. We're very social creatures. We crave human interaction to a certain level, right? I know if you're an introvert, it can be a little bit different, but you can't go forever without interacting with the human. And if you really want a relationship, you have to get outside of your comfort zone and change your behaviors, change your patterns, consider another person, include another person, and change your mindset because you're not thinking just for yourself anymore. There's someone else involved. And if you want to go the distance, you have to start to consider that person in all your choices.
For sure. I think that's exactly it. So, I mean, now that we discussed a few of these dating, what do we call it?
Dating. What happens in the world of dating?
Yes. Now that we talked about it, what I think you should ask yourself, what category do you fall under? Are you
Yeah.
a casual dater? Are you a free-spirited dater? Or are you an intentional dater? Are you a lover, girl, lover, boy dater? I think you need to know before you step out into the dating world. I think you need to be aware of which type of dater you are to avoid yourself going through relationships that you maybe not want to go through.
Yeah, have a clear like vision for yourself, but if it changes, hey, it changes.
Mm-hmm.
And
It just depends on, I think, the time frame, the time of, or how would I say it? It depends on where you're at
yes.
in life, right? In that moment. Um, would you say that you're an intentional dater or you're a casual dater? Or do you think you want to step into casually and then maybe intentionally, or how would you describe your dating would be?
I think that I am a mix of both, and I love that for myself. And I think like you can take from both. Like dating is supposed to be fun, yet the goal is to find your person, your partner. Ideally, you know, most people want to get married, have kids. If that happens, great. I know it's going to take a certain type of person to lead me in that direction to make me want those things. But I think the first step is just getting out there, right? Like getting out there, seeing what it actually is, seeing what this world of dating, because we can talk about it all day long, but if you're not out there getting that firsthand experience that you need, you're really doing yourself a disservice. And just, I would say, go out there with the mindset of like, let me just have these loose goals that I want, but let me just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I asked that question because I know that I see what you're saying. Like you're going from like, I can be a casual dater. I could start off with that, but then I can become an intentional dater, which is, I think, what people tend to do, right? But I think that also there is a lot of just you that are scared to be intentional. So they just stick to what they know and what they've gotten used to over the years, which is just being
Casual.
Yeah. And because that's a way of them, you know, having to not have to change their lifestyle.
Yeah. I think there will be moments where you will have to be bold and really go after what it is you want. And if it, what do they say? Rejection is redirection.
Period.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. There's nothing you can do about it. If you try to force it, trust me, it's probably not going to go well.
And I think that being out here in the dating world, you have to be ready for that. You have to be ready for everything that's coming. And it can be a lot of rejection. And it's not in the sense of like, I don't want you, but it's in the sense of like, they maybe not want to take you serious. So you have to adjust
just
to that.
Remember, like, ideally, right? You're only going to end up with one person. So like, what do they say? You have to kiss a lot of frogs to get to your prince. And that's just the process. That's just the process of it. But like the first step is just putting yourself out there. And if it doesn't feel good to you, then you know what? Next person. Thank you, next.
But anyways, hopefully you guys got some good information out of this podcast as far as dating in the 2024 century. I'm excited. This is the last podcast of 2024, and we will catch you on episode 9 in 2025.
Yeah, so hope everybody has a great New Year.
Holidays. Happy holidays,
Happy holidays.
everybody.
Happy holidays. And let's go into the new year with some fresh energy and some fresh goals and purpose, whatever that may look like to you.
Catch you on the next episode.
All right. Bye.